Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. A few weeks ago, the corrections officers over at MDC decided that they were going to do an unannounced search of P. Diddy's cell. And when they went in there and tossed his cell, they just so happened to find a note that P. Diddy had written in which he disclosed that he had paid off somebody to lie on his behalf. Even though the note didn't name specific names, prosecutors are alleging that it's most likely Kalina because the date of the note just so happens to coincide with the date that Kalina jumped online and did that interview in which she was like, P. Diddy's the greatest thing in the world and I want to be just like him. But Cassie, on the other hand, Cassie used to use and abuse illegal narcotics, and when she was younger, she used to like to give every man in the room lap dances. If you recall, during that same interview, Kalina also went on to say that Dawn Richards is a certified nut job and she's lying on Diddy because during her time working for Diddy, she never ever saw Sean do anything illegal. Alright, so after the corrections officers over there at MDC found the secret note, they handed the note to the higher-ups and the higher-ups turned around and they handed the note to the prosecutors. Well now, Diddy's legal team is saying that that's illegal because the corrections officers went into Diddy's cell and confiscated a note that was privileged information between him and his attorneys. Listen, I am so confused because P. Diddy for some reason still thinks that he's staying in a private room at the Carlisle. I mean, first off, why would you write that down? And then if you're gonna write it down, why would you keep it? Diddy, you're supposed to flush that down the toilet. Anyhow, after the prosecutors got their hand on a secret note, they immediately contacted Judge Subtamarian and they were like, listen, we got some new information that just might affect P. Diddy's bond hearing. So we need to get in there early and have a little chit chat with you. I mean, this right here is crazy because isn't this the exact same thing that happened to the Menendez brothers? I mean, when the corrections officers went into their cell, didn't they find like escape plans? Anyhow, I'm really starting to wonder if anybody in the criminal justice system has ever done a psychological evaluation on Diddy, because criminal profilers say that sociopaths and psychopaths love to keep trophies or souvenirs. I mean, they just can't throw stuff away. According to psychologists who specialize in abnormal psychology, psychopaths keep trophies and/or souvenirs because it's part of their overconfidence, their belief that they can fool everyone through manipulation or charm. However, the FBI distinguishes between souvenirs and trophies. A souvenir is an item used to fuel a fantasy while a trophy is taken as proof of their skill. However, the end goal is the same. It allows the criminal to feel powerful and relive their crimes as a fantasy, making it into a fetish object. Listen, let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that P. Diddy kept that note as a souvenir, which is used to fuel a fantasy? Or do you think that P. Diddy kept that note as a trophy, and every time he took it out and looked at it, he was like, yeah, I'm winning because I was able to pay off the witness? Let me know in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Now, check this out. Even after Gilly the Kid sat him down and tried to talk to him, Kodak Black was caught on camera the other day saying that he's too young and rich to die sober.
Say I love when Kodak's sober. Bitch, I ain't sober. What? I look sober.
Niggas going for two.
I know it's sober, bitch. For what? For what? Look at all this money. Look at all this cash. What? Sober for what? Too young to die sober. Young to die sober. Oh, Bobby. Yeah, what's up, man? Alright, good. I'm gonna jump in.
After people heard Kodak Black say that he's too young and rich to die sober, a whole lot of people jumped in the comments. And one person was like, you can only help who wants to be helped. And then somebody else was like, at least he's honest, let's mind our business. Love him though, but we all have our own lives. And then after that, somebody else was like, he is gone. Wow, so sad, man. And then last but not least, somebody else came through and was like, a lot of people saying he didn't learn from that speech. People have to be ready to listen, let alone get help. Until he reaches that peak, he won't be ready. Prayers up for Kodak. I mean, like I said before, this whole thing is sad, but Kodak is still at that stage where he's not gonna learn until he hits rock bottom, or until he's at the bottom and somebody's shoveling some rocks on top of him. I mean, how old is Kodak? Like what, 26, 27, 28? Yeah, Kodak is still at that age where he still feels that he's invincible. But the mistake that he's making is that he thinks that the next pill is simply going to give him the same euphoria that the last pill gave him. But what he doesn't realize is that the next pill could be the poison pill that wipes his behind off the face of the earth and leaves his kids with nothing but a box of Kodak photos to remember him by. Alright, so the other day Tyrese Gibson jumped online because he had a message that he wanted to share with baby mama number 1 and baby mama number 2. And that message was this: if either one of you think that you're gonna come over here and just take what I earned, you got another thing coming, because I'm gonna protect everything that I earned at all cost.
Baby mama number 1 and 2. If you ain't learned already, I ain't giving you shit like I fought to earn this life. I'm gonna fight to keep it. Not giving it away to nobody. Ain't nobody gonna take this. I'm gonna shoot, stab, and kill over mine. I'm gonna protect this, bottom line, at all costs. I've earned it, and I'm gonna protect it. I'm gonna protect it as hard as I've earned it. That goes for all my homies, anybody in my family, anybody I ever marry again. If you think I'm about to just give it to you after I worked this hard to get it, definitely got me confused. You definitely got the wrong one.
Alright, so after Tyrese dropped that post, a whole bunch of people responded to his video. And one person was like, this is why you gotta be super mindful with who you lay down with. And then somebody else was like, Tyrese, please, not this month. Let's hold off till January. And then after that, somebody else was like, Tyrese, please take us out the chat. Listen, I have some very good advice to all you guys out there who want to protect what you earn. And it goes a little something like this. Before you get busy, go to the gas station or go to Walgreens and buy some protection. And when you get back to the room, put that protection on. Because if you don't, those kids that you have with the woman that you really didn't want to have kids with, guess what, sir? They have a right to a portion of everything that you earn. I mean, it's very simple. If you don't want to give up the cash, don't splash. And while we're speaking of splashing, one couple whose names are being splashed all over social media are Jonathan Majors and Megan Good, because recently at the Ebony Power 100 event, the couple announced that they're now engaged. Source, can we please see a video of the happy couple?
Girl, you got me singing.
So, after the couple announced that they were engaged and Megan was over there flashing her engagement ring, a whole bunch of people had something to say. And one person was like, I'm actually happy for them. To be honest, they both look really happy. And then somebody else was like, I don't know, it's giving forced, but congratulations. And then after that, somebody else was like, as long as they're happy, love. Listen, I'm happy for him because I love love. And I really think that this might work out as long as when she's walking down the aisle on her wedding day, he's not standing up there with his little teacup. Listen, let me know what you guys think. Do you think that Jonathan Majors has finally found his Coretta Scott King in Making Good? Now, the other day, Uncle Luke jumped online to make a very important statement. Uncle Luke said that all y'all out there who swear up and down that we live in some sort of post-racial utopia ever since Barack Obama got voted into office are sadly mistaken, because no matter what you do or say as a black person, you're always going to be viewed as the villain, and they're always going to see you as competition. Watch this.
LeBron James is a villain. Why? Because he has all black representation. Kyrie Irving is a villain because he stands as a black man. The brother over there at Boston, he's a villain. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a villain. The little girl Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese is a villain. That's why people subscribe to that. You guys don't know that's how America works. I, Luther Campbell, I am a villain. I'm a bad guy. That's why when you look at my profile, Bad Boy Hip Hop, I will never get into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Puff Daddy was not a villain, he was one of them. Kanye West was one of them. Jay-Z was one of them. Biggie Smalls, a villain. Tupac, a villain. We all are villains. And until you people realize that, as black people in America, you are the villain. It's black and white. You're the opposite of white. We will always be in competition with them. Y'all don't hear me.
Now I know, somebody out there is like, yo, Uncle Luke over there talking that old school divisive mumbo jumbo. Times have changed, and people don't think of black people like that anymore. You know, we got equality. No. I think that what Uncle Luke is trying to tell you is that even though a whole lot of things have changed in America, there are also a whole lot of things that have not changed. And as a black person living in America, you need to understand reality. And you also need to take off the rose-colored glasses that you've been wearing and understand that everybody is not looking out for your best interests, because some people still don't view you as an equal and they're only looking out for their best interests. For example, watch what this dude had to say when he was asked why he voted for Trump.
But I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States. If you were to deport all illegal immigrants, if you were to think very hard about letting in any Muslims, all of this would slow the rate at which whites are becoming a minority.
Why are you so worried about the white dispossession of America?
Because I want my people to survive. Is that so strange? We don't control China. We don't control any place where whites are not a majority. And if we become a minority, we will not control our own destiny anymore.
I grew up in this country as a minority, as the children of immigrants. I was their first child born in America. And while I didn't have much possession or didn't much control, I really enjoyed myself. And I think that if you ask a lot of Americans, they would say that I had a lot to offer this country. You know, according to you, I guess I would be perpetuating the dispossession of white America.
That is true. That is true.
Would you say that you wouldn't want me in this country?
At some point, when my ancestors built this nation, they did not build it with the intention of giving it away to Mexicans or Chinese or Haitians or to anyone else.
Do you consider it, you keep saying your ancestors built this country, you consider that a fact?
Who else built it?
Black people, Native Americans, Chinese people who came and built the railroads.
Do you think none of that could have been
Italian
achieved?
people?
But they're Europeans.
So after hearing what he had to say, a whole bunch of people also had something to say. And one person was like, black people, Native Americans, Asians, Hispanics, we all built this country. What in the world is going on? And then somebody else was like, accept the atrocities as you accept the amenities. And then somebody else was like, his what built what? See, this right here is part of the reason why a whole bunch of people are pushing so hard to get black history and real history removed from the schools. Because if you teach people a real history, then you can't create fake narratives like this dude is doing. Okay, so anybody who thinks that this land was originally white-owned land that white settlers built with the sweat of their own white hands simply based on their white willpower is sadly mistaken and delusional, because this land was already found, claimed, and occupied by Native Americans who got here by migrating from Africa across the Beringia land bridge hundreds of years before white people could even figure out how to build a boat. Additionally, once white people did get here, they were so unskilled and inept that all but 66 of them died off during the starving winter because they didn't know how to hunt, nor gather, nor build adequate shelters. And if the Native Americans who were here hadn't shown the white people kindness and viewed them as humans who were worthy to be saved and equal, none of them would have survived the first year here. And this is how you repay them? This is how you repay that kindness? You slaughter them off, steal their land, and then try to act like nobody else belongs here? You know something? It's crazy. When I hear people say things like what this dude is saying, you know what the first thing I think is? Dudes like him and people who think like him better be very lucky that we don't act like them. And the saddest part about it is that dudes like this and people who think like him think that they're so superior to everybody else. But what they don't realize is that when they view the world with such a narrow lens, they miss out on a bigger picture. Source, can you please give the people an example of what I'm talking about?
An event seen from one point of view gives one impression. Seen from another point of view, it gives quite a different impression. But it's only when you get the whole picture you can fully understand what's going on.
See? You thought one thing when you saw the first part, and then when you saw the whole picture, you're like, ooh, that's not what I thought at all. Now, check this out. Over the last couple of days, there have been a whole lot of Trump supporters who have jumped online to explain why they voted for Trump. And a whole lot of them have said that the reason why they voted for Trump is because they can't stand Obamacare. Obamacare is the worst thing ever. But they really want to keep their Affordable Care Act. Check this out.
I'm sorry, man. This is this real life? This can't be real life right now. So I just saw the video of the guy who was saying that he voted for DT because he was going to get rid of Obamacare. He didn't like Obamacare and he was voting to get rid of it. And he said he wasn't worried because he's unemployed, he's on disability, he's disabled. And he got his insurance through the Affordable Care Act. And when he said it, the guy was like, you know those are the same things, right? And the look on his face, I kid you not. So he literally spazzed it out like, why would you name them two different things? So the guy's like, you literally voted to cancel your health insurance, the thing you depend on right now. God, I can't believe, like, this is what I'm looking forward to personally. The lives that are going to come over the next few years. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is my silver lining, because the jokes are just going to write themselves over the next couple of years. It's funny, but it's not funny. Especially, working in healthcare, working as a healthcare provider. I understand how important it is for people to have their insurance to be able to take care of themselves. But I'm sorry, the literal definition of voting against your own best interest. You have insurance through the Affordable Care Act, but you voted to get your insurance canceled. This can't be real life.
I'm just over here shaking my head. And the only thing that I can say to individuals who voted to get rid of Obamacare that really need their Affordable Care Act is this.
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
I'm trying to tell you, Americans, we are just geniuses. Anyhow, a Florida-based cruise company named V Residences is offering people a solution if they want to just opt out and skip Trump's second term. According to the cruise company, they're offering Americans the ultimate escape, and they say that they will take you on a 4-year cruise to everywhere and anywhere outside of the US. And then, when Trump is done, they'll drop you back home. Oh my goodness, this is hilarious, but it's real. Alright, so if you're traveling solo, it's gonna run you $256K. But if you're traveling with a friend for 4 years, that's gonna run you $320K. Listen, let me know what you think about the cruise company saying if you want to get away for 4 years, jump on this ship. Alright, so we just got in some breaking news, and I'm trying to figure out how to break it to you. The other day, Biden decided that he was going to tell Ukraine that he would give them missiles to help them fight against Russia. And in response, Vladimir Putin basically said, if Joe Biden goes ahead and gives those missiles to Zelensky and the Ukraine, then guess what? Y'all getting an early Christmas gift, because all of y'all gonna get nuked by Christmas. Check out what Sergei Markov, a Russian political scientist and journalist, had to say about the entire situation.
I think it's very bad, because little France, Britain, and United States made very big step, even jump to the nuclear war and catastrophic destroying all human mind. All of yours will be killed probably end of this year, and your families will be killed and so on. And it's
hang on. So are you saying that the Ukraine? Yes, hang on. So I just want to be clear, Sergey, what you're saying there. The decision by Biden to authorize long-range weapons for Ukraine will lead to nuclear war.
Yes, exactly.
Putin's going to press the button.
The button. Look at the history of the World War I. Nobody wanted the war, but war happened and what became the absolutely catastrophe.
Alright, so on a serious note, Putin is a deranged lunatic, and this threat to escalate the war in the Ukraine by commencing a nuclear attack just goes to prove, once and for all, that his intentions for invading the Ukraine was never to unify the Ukrainians back into the Russian fold for nationalistic purposes, but instead, all he wants to do is increase Russia's landmass so that he can put up more satellite arms stations closer to NATO borders that he can use to continue to encroach upon other people's land as a way to make his imperialistic dreams come true. Listen, do me a favor and pray for all the world leaders and ask God to unharden their hearts and grant them wisdom during these uncertain times. Because what's happening is a lot of these leaders like Putin, which are really young boys in adult bodies who didn't get enough hugs or breast milk when they were young, are playing games with people's lives as if we're little plastic toys on their game board. And because they're self-loathing, greedy, hateful people, they're making selfish, inhumane decisions that affect us all. Listen, let me know what you think about the feds finding Diddy's secret note in his cell. Kodak Black saying he's too rich and young to die sober. Tyrese saying that he's going to protect what he earned at all costs. Jonathan Majors popping a question to Megan Good. Uncle Luke saying that no matter what you think, black people are always going to be seen as the villains. The white guy saying he voted for Trump because he has to protect the white race from the browning of the America that his ancestors built. Also, let me know what you think about some people saying that they hate Obamacare but just love them some Affordable Care Act. The cruise ship company saying come on down and just jump on this ship for 4 years so you can miss Trump's entire second term. And Putin saying that if Biden and Zelensky keep playing with him, he's gonna jingle everybody's bells by dropping nukes before Christmas. Let me know what you think about all of that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.